The following feature presentation is part of the Skywalking Network.
Now listen to me, Caesar. There can be only one talking chimpanzee on Earth. The child of the two talking apes.
20 years back from the year, Senor Mando, when the two talking apes arrived on Earth.
And we believe that the male and female talking apes have come to us out of the future.
A month before the talking apes arrived on Earth.
From now on, you have but one assignment: to find that talking ape.
He's a performing ape for my circus.
A talking ape?
That idiot!
This chimpanzee...
Get out of retraction immediately. Announce that the talking ape has been apprehended and put to death.
Hello to all you chimps, gorillas, orangutans, underdwellers, and you damn dirty humanoids. Is this another new Talking Apes episode in just a month? What? Hold on, this has got to be a repeat. Hold on, let me check. Nope, this is not a repeat. This is a brand new episode. And
I'm
this
pinching myself.
This is Richard Woloski, and I want to welcome you back to Talking Apes. This is your Planet of the Apes podcast, where over the past 9 years, we have focused on the classic Apes era. We've broken down the live action and animated series, talked with authors, actors, the fan communities. With that, everyone, please say hello to my co-host, Mr. Kevin Toft. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Richard. How's it going? I was pinching myself. Yes, we actually, I'm feeling this, so we are doing another episode.
Are you sure this is not a repeat?
I think no, it's not. What we're doing is we're warming up for next year, for Go April.
Oh, more on that in a couple of seconds. And boy, people responded to April.
Yes, I think we're onto something.
All right, now before we move on to April, let's thank all of those ape listeners, Kevin. All of those who stood up and defended us when someone, who shall remain nameless, took a shot at Talking Apes and said that our humor was lame, and he put us down and some other ape podcasts, all to say that he likes another particular podcast, and that podcast being The Lawgiver, a new Planet of the Apes podcast. And he thought, I'm going to say I like this show, and I'm going to take pot shots at every other Planet of the Apes podcast, and he pointed to us in particular. So let's thank all of the Talking Apes listeners who stood up and defended us, like David Braun and Patrick Izzo, Anthony Pomus, Marco Gushewitz, and the host of The Lawgiver himself, Tom Elliott. Even he stepped in. And basically, we were all saying the same thing. The Apes community is here to pick each other up and support our creative endeavors. Now, we put a lot of work into our shows, and we do it for the Apes community. And this is not something we get any compensation for. We just do it because we love to do it. We love to share with the other fans, and we just want to express our passion for something like Planet of the Apes. So putting all that in there, why take a pot shot at anything? If you like it, great. If not, you know what? Don't give in to the hatred on social media.
Together, apes strong.
See, there
apes
you go.
Strong together.
See, and all of the Talking Apes listeners, they took that to heart, and they knew apes strong. So, you know what? I don't want to dwell on this too much. I just wanted to take a moment to thank all of the apes listeners who said, whoa, dude, put the brakes on. This is not going to stand. We want to defend Talking Apes because of A, B, C, D. And they listed a whole bunch of stuff. And this guy pretty much acquiesced, and we haven't heard from him since. So with that, what do you say we move on, okay? Let's move on to some highbrow humor, okay? And by that, I mean, let's talk about April. The aforementioned April. Now, the last episode, I think you throw that out there as an improv, as something of a very spontaneous reaction. And it's like, oh, wait a minute, this is brilliant.
Yeah, it just, things like that happen. They pop in there, and my filter is low, and it just came out. But it seemed appropriate And then as I was saying it, I was like, why haven't we been doing this? We could do so many wonderful things with that. And I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
Oh, me too. We have 10 months, 10 months to plan, and we should make Marco Gushewitz the ambassador because he loved
Yes.
the old Return to the Planet of the Apes puns when you
Yes.
fit in uh shakes apes beer whenever whenever you can roll an ape into a
Ah,
name. Apes beer, William Apes beer.
eight.
Oh, Mark just loved those. He just loved those quips, and by love, I mean he really detested those. So let's make Mark the ambassador, just so he can fully appreciate the humor in Return to the Planet of the Apes and all the humor that's going to come from April 2024.
You got it, Mark. You're on. You're the guy.
All right, Kevin, with that, we are going to break down issue number 2 of Planet of the Apes, The Adventures on the Planet of the Apes, and this is the Marvel series that came out in 1974. Last episode, we broke down and had a lot of fun breaking down issue 1, and this is a 7-part adaptation of the Planet of the Apes film. So we're gonna really delve into the comics for these next couple of episodes. So now let's go to the second issue and go ahead and pull up the cover art here.
Okay. I'm going to share.
We'll comment on it, and we put it out on Facebook on our Talking Apes Facebook group and ask people to comment on this art. Now, okay, we're all seeing this. Look at this. Oh my God. Now, when Marvel finds something that they like, they stick to it. We're still on the manhunt. Can you remember the last issue, Kevin? The last issue,
Yeah.
the cover was the cornfield manhunt. So
Right.
Marvel said, "Hey, we like this scene. Let's do another cover that focuses on the manhunt." But this one, Kevin, this one's more vicious in my opinion. What do you think about this?
Yes, we're bearing teeth. There's lots of sharp teeth. There's actually someone getting shot.
Yeah.
Right. And but you know, you got to give him points. It's a no look shot. You know what I mean? He's not even he's just like, there's one. And really, like, composition wise, it looks like a lot of activity. And the gold horse is there, but it's muted down. We've got the colors, right? I got a red gorilla, a gold gorilla, and it looks like a Christmas gorilla just peeking in there. He's got green and red.
Oh, you mean by their tunics?
Yeah. So I would love to see the rest of that whole entire outfit there. But just an amazing use of color, things I wouldn't have thought of. I tend to try to make things look like how they were in the movie, so I probably would have got fired from this job. But it's very interesting, and an amazing amount of ammunition in that ammo belt. My gosh.
Yeah, this guy looks like Pancho Villa.
Right. But the action, and very good. Whoever's good drawing hands there. Look at that, very Jack Kirby like hands. But there's a lot of movement. I feel like there's a lot of you can see the action going on. Well, you know what? I think I actually see 2 people getting shot in the back there. Now that I think about it, wow.
Yeah,
this
one
is rough.
Is very, very vicious. And last time we didn't see any humans. So it was like some of the apes had pointed out in their comments. It was like us looking at this comic cover. It was taken from our point of view. We were the humans. But this time,
Are we an ape?
we actually do see humans, and we see one guy being scooped up by a net, and like you said, one guy is being shot in the back by a gorilla
2 now.
who's so confident in his handiwork,
Yeah.
he doesn't even look to see where he's shooting. In the background, we see another gorilla's mowing down a whole bunch of humans.
I know. Wow.
And then the ape in the middle, he says, "Drag those humans, scum, my fellow simians, drag them to their deaths." This is nothing short of a bloodbath. And this is aimed for kids. Could you imagine if this were an issue today? Oh my God, they would be canceled before anyone could flip to the first page.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they probably wouldn't want to see the gunplay now these days, especially with everything that's going on with kids and guns, yada yada yada. But yeah, not. I mean, I'm trying to look past that, right? And just going, looking at the drawing and the action, and would I buy this comic book? You betcha. Based on that artwork, I mean, there's a lot of action going on there, and that's the whole reason for it. But the other part I think that goes on in this is, I think we know from the original movie that and that one brief escape scene with the famous line from Charlton Heston is most of the action. This whole thing is like a morality play, essentially. There's a lot of discussion about should we, shouldn't we, is he, isn't he, that kind of a thing. So I think they're dealing with they're a comic book. They got to sell comic books, and how much action is in this? Well, we got to use as much of that as we possibly can here.
Now, Kevin, you're a dad. In
Yep.
1974, would you buy this comic for your, let's say, 7-year-old versus today?
74
Back in
was a different.
1974
Yes,
is a
in
whole different
74,
time.
yes. Today, no. Yes, but 74, absolutely, because I was there. I know what it was like.
Yeah, just
You know,
seeing this one guy getting shot in the back, that's kind of eerie. That's very eerie.
and not to us kids back then. Not to us kids in 74.
No, back then that was like, yeah,
Yeah,
this is rated G. All right,
yeah.
now
Big deal.
let's read some of these comments here. Patrick Izzo, he said the ape on the horse calling the humans human scum immediately reminds me of the Imperial officer in Return of the Jedi calling Han and his crew rebel scum, not to be confused with being called a rebel spy. That's something I have never been called. Never ever. So
You rebel scum.
you rebel spy. It's like, well, we know he ain't talking to me.
Right. You're cleared. That's not you. You can just keep walking.
All right. David Braun, oh, he had that same reaction that you did. Love the Christmas gorilla on the left.
Hmm.
How was he missed for the Rankin Bass specials? Oh, could you imagine that? Oh, opportunity missed Rankin Bass.
Oh, no. There's people out there doing fun stuff. Somebody out there that's doing stop motion, do the original Planet of the Apes movie, Rankin Bass style.
Oh, I would watch that.
$1 million idea.
I'd watch the ape out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, I'm getting excited now. All right, let's round it out with Brian Brady, who says, though I like the imagery, I thought it was very odd to use a hunt scene again so soon. It seemed a
Right.
bit redundant to me. So it's effective, but strange timing. Yeah, the same thing like I had said that we just did a manhunt cover last time. So let's
Yeah, but I think they're running out of. I think they're running out of action, and they got to sell these things, right?
yeah, that's very true. The first 45 minutes of Planet of the Apes were just they had this one manhunt scene, and the rest were just apes talking.
Right. Everybody's talking about can he talk? Should he talk? Can we talk to should
Yeah.
we go to the forbidden zone? A lot of debate
Yep.
is what it is. But I liked it. I still like it.
Oh yeah, well, very much so. So the next big action scene is the Taylor chase through Ape City. So
Yes.
hopefully we'll focus on that for the next issue. I haven't looked ahead yet.
All right.
I'm just gonna guess. All right, so Kevin, let's move on to the splash page and tell us what we're looking at here.
Well, clearly this is their version of Amazon, and they're just shipping delivery.
Wait a minute. Are you looking at the same thing I'm looking at?
Yeah, they're just shipping humans. Or
Okay.
FedEx, whatever, when they absolutely positively have to get there overnight. But yeah, now this is interesting. I'll say, okay, so what we just saw on the cover was sort of like ape costume potpourri, but over here, everybody is yellow tunic, red pants, blue boots. It's like all of a sudden we're coordinated colors happening, which is okay because I can track who the apes are. Maybe those are different rank apes. These guys are all the same rank. I don't know. But I do like the color coordination.
Yeah, I wish they'd gone to like this ape right over here, this Migo ape I'm showing you. You know what? Look at that. That's the color that these soldiers should be, okay? Like
Yeah.
a very leathery bluish black with a brown bandolier. Come on.
Sure.
Let's keep some consistency here.
Well, I'm saying at least these ones are coordinated, right? On the cover, it was just like everybody was in a different, but now we've got consistency.
Yeah, they didn't call each other in the morning saying, "Hey, what are you wearing today?"
What do you wear?
It's like, well, we should all wear the same thing, right? Because we're our
Their
soldiers.
banana phones.
No. All right, now we see this one gorilla soldier, and he's still going on how he thought he heard one of these humans speak. Like, remember the last issue we left off with, during the manhunt, one of the apes had said, "Is it me or did you hear one of these humans speak?" So we're backtracking a little bit, or either that, or he just can't get past this fact that maybe he heard one of these humans speak. And another gorilla says, "That'll be the day. Next thing, you'll be saying you saw humans carrying a rifle and hunting them." Oh, this guy has got a premonition. This guy should not talk to Zaius.
Mr. Manifest Destiny.
Yeah, this guy will be taken out in the cornfield and never seen again. All right, now we cut to Taylor, who wakes up in a cage, and he reminds the reader that he was shot in the neck. And we see Nova at the bottom, and it looks like she's looking right at the reader, like she's asking, "Are you getting all this? Do you remember all this exposition?"
Right.
Now, I'm happy to see the panel where an ape is taking a picture of his friend to post on Insta Ape later on. The ape right there, yeah. He's like, just like in the movie, and they're all taking pictures. So he wants to post this on Insta Ape. So Kevin, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Well, I was just looking at the Ape City here, how wild that is. Looks like there's a rave party going on there with the pink and the.
It was the 70s. All right, who knows what that pink fog is?
You just hear rave music playing. Hey, Apes. Oh yeah. Whoa. Hey, look at those tables.
Yeah. So I think there's Taylor, and he's on Dr. Galen's operating table with Nova right next to him, and Zira comes in, and she's pretty pissed that the surgery room is so dirty. And I've always loved that interplay in the film, how Dr. Zira is just like, "Hey, this room is so dirty. What gives? Come on." I've always loved that, and they really sold it here in the comic. And Galen tells her, and I love the fact that this surgeon is named Galen, and I'm sure they lifted this name for the TV series. It's such an awesome name. So Dr. Galen, he tells her it's these animals that are dirty and they carry diseases, and this feels more like a vet. And then he spends a page complaining about not getting a promotion. All right, Dr. Galen, calm down, okay? Clean the surgery room, and maybe we'll talk about a promotion. Until then.
Exactly.
All right, so we cut then to the prison where we meet Julius. All right, so we're meeting Julius. He's the prison guard, and so Zira enters, and she has taken a particular interest in Bright Eyes there. And Taylor has Zira's pad of paper and begins writing. And Julius he thwacks him as they get another guest. And who is this next guest that comes into the prison cell? It's our good friend Dr. Zaius.
Yes.
Not only is it Dr. Zaius, but Dr. Zaius is wearing a blue leisure suit.
I wonder if that's like crushed velvet. Wouldn't that be great?
I'm sure it is, because that stuff really breathes very well, and you want that in Ape City.
Sure, no chafing too.
Do you wear a lot of crushed velvet, Kevin?
I don't. I should though.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, because Zara's showing Zaius Taylor's trick that he can act like he's trying to talk, and Zaius is just not impressed. He's like, "No, I'll have none of it." So go ahead and read Zaius's line.
Yes, amusing. A man who acts like an ape.
Boy, it's
Right?
like Booth Coleman was right here with us. Now, when it comes down to it, he's all for cutting up these humans, not for studying their behavior. He just wants to cut them up. And in the end, he'd sooner see man exterminated. And we all know why, because, I don't want to spoil the ending, but he knows that man was once the dominant race, and the apes were the ones in prison, and man, I'm not even sure he knew that. Urko knew that apes were in prison, but Zaius just knew that humans could talk because of that doll. So he just wants to see humans exterminated because he knows which way this is going. Now, what does he say at that point, Kevin?
Yes, he does show a certain gift for mimicry.
Love it. And yeah, that's right. This is where all of his motivations all come down to kill man to protect the ape secret. And can you blame him? He wants to protect his society. I
Right.
don't
He's trying to
blame Zaius
downplay
for
it.
that. Yes, I don't blame him for that. And have you, Zaius must have seen the human race in 2023. It's like, yeah, let's just end it right here.
Yeah.
Now, while they're all talking, Taylor is doing some weird things in these panels. What's going on here? I'm not sure what Taylor's all about here. Like look in the upper left hand corner.
Yeah, it's doing ASL.
Well, that explains it.
Yeah.
Okay then.
That didn't work.
All right, see, apes, you want all that advanced. You don't know ASL.
And then over here it looks like he's shooting craps dice. When they release, I don't know.
Yeah.
And now over here he looks terrified.
Yeah.
In this last panel, he looks like he's like,
He looks like
you're right. He's going through a full range of emotions here.
It looks like he took some bad LSD. Not that I know what that is. Looks like bad LSD and things are coming crashing down on him.
Like a cocaine fever dream, maybe. I don't know. Something like that.
All right. Please note that we are not condoning drug use.
Yes, kids, do not do this.
Yes. All right. Now, after this, Zara has a surprise for Taylor. And what's a surprise? Nova. Oh, look at that. What a happy couple. And as Zara leaves, she says, "Have fun, Bright Eyes, unless you prefer to take all of your exercises in the compound."
Well, maybe he's an exhibitionist. We don't know. I don't want to cast any aspersions. I don't know anything.
I think we need to discuss this, okay?
And how is it that these primitive humans were able to fashion animal bikinis?
Yeah.
I mean,
but okay, you know what? Let's one thing at a time. Now, what do you think Zara is referring to when she says, "Unless you prefer to take all of your exercises in the compound"?
Well,
but keep it G-rated. Explain,
okay,
Kevin. Explain.
Okay. Let's go the G-rated. Maybe they make them walk in circles or run or carry heavy bunches of bananas. I don't know.
Okay,
that's it.
You know what? You kept
lugging bananas.
You kept it G-rated, okay?
Yes.
I was thinking something else.
Well, I wasn't allowed to think something else, Richard.
Okay, you know what? You went to a whole different direction, and I
Yes.
appreciate that. You know what,
trying to
Kevin, I put limits on you, and I apologize. I think we all know what she's talking about, so let's move on, shall we?
Moving on.
All right, now,
yes.
as Zara says the word compound, look at that panel on the lower left. That ape is looking right at us. The gorilla, he's looking right
going
at the reader and points to the prison compound as if to say, "In case you missed where the compound is, I'll point right at it."
Yeah.
I love that. Now,
Spoon feeding. That's what I call it.
Here we meet Cornelius. Oh, look at him right over there, bottom right. We meet Cornelius, and as Zara points out, Taylor is a special human. So Mr. Happy, that's Zaius. Mr. Happy walks up and calls Cornelius the young ape with a shovel. Do you know where I want to put that shovel right now, Mr. Happy?
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
Across the forehead.
I was thinking somewhere else, but yeah, let's go with that. Now, as Zara, Cornelius, and Zaius are talking, Taylor writes, "I can write in the sand," and Nova tries to cover it up. Why do you think she does
nothing
that?
good? She's already known nothing good can come of it.
All right.
She doesn't want to draw attention to themselves. And whereas maybe some of the girls in the camp like getting beaten, maybe she doesn't.
So she is really forward thinking because she knows if any human shows any kind of articulation, they show anything that says they can delve into abstract reasoning, well, they will get the torch.
Mm-hmm. She's just trying to say, she's telling them to dummy up so you don't get,
you don't get the torch.
Right.
And suddenly now a fight breaks out between Taylor and another human, and the gorillas rush in and start whipping and burning. Oh, I've always hated this scene in the movie because that looked so painful when the gorilla soldier The guard burns Taylor's shoulder. Oh, and then
Oh, it looks like they could be dancing though in that last panel. I don't know if that
yeah,
looks like a
and
fight or they're dancing.
that guy in the left has a very Captain America
I
lunge.
was just thinking the same thing, man. It's like, as everybody's like, I can be Jack Kirby. You know, there's a lot of that. I see them in the pose there. That's very much a Captain America
Yeah, the stance.
type.
And I love
Yeah.
the action movement lines. It
Yes.
really shows a lot of energy.
Yep.
I'm surprised they didn't do that in Red, and maybe in the
Hmm.
original 1974 issue it was. I'm willing to bet it was Red because Marvel is
Oh,
really good at capturing the feeling and emotion of a scene with the
yeah.
background color.
Yeah, you're right. That's why I thought, oh, are they dancing? No, they're fighting.
Yeah.
Got it.
Dancing blue, fighting red.
Okay,
All
fair
right.
enough.
Now, Zira demands that Taylor be brought inside to take care of his burned shoulder. And Mr. Happy Zaius, he sees what Taylor wrote in the sand and wipes away any lasting sign and suddenly walks away. So right now he's like, "Oh no. What I predicted is coming. Is coming true. First the doll, and now this Taylor guy, Mr. Blue Eyes." All right, so Taylor is put back in the cage. When Zira gets too close, Taylor grabs the pad of paper and the pencil and begins scribbling something before Julius gives him another thwack. Now, uh, why didn't he had the pad of paper and the pencil before? I'm not sure why he didn't write anything down previously.
No, he
And
got a whoomp, he had a whoomp and a whack. Come on.
and this scene always bothered me, even as a kid in the movie. He lunges for Zira. If he just like, hey, if he signaled, "Can I have that piece of paper and that
She might have
pencil?"
done it. She might have done
she
it.
would have done it gladly.
Right. It would have been like, to her, it would have been a scientific experiment.
Yeah, exactly. And do you know what wouldn't have happened? The whump and the whack.
Again, we're in a movie here where they're searching for action. Okay. The writers are going, we need action here.
And I get it. You need that tense moment. I get it.
Right.
So he hands Zara back her pad, and her eyes bug out like a cartoon. It's like, oh, what is it? And okay, we see that he has written, "My name is Taylor," on the pad of paper. And Zara tells Julius she's taking him to the infirmary and asks Taylor, "You wouldn't hurt me, would you, Taylor?" Mm-mm.
And then he does that He-Man sort of Prince of Eternia.
Yeah. Now, is this an evil grin or a happy grin? I can't tell.
Do I have to stay G-rated still? Because I think that also could be another thing. I mean, he sure looks like he's having a good time.
Because he's gonna be let out of the cell. Is that what you mean,
That's
Kevin?
exactly it.
Okay,
That's
okay.
exactly. No more lugging bananas for him.
No, but if you notice the lines, the movement lines in the back, well, they're red and yellow, like an explosion.
Yeah, is there a fight going on here that I don't know about?
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking. Okay, if I were new to this, I'd be thinking, oh, this guy's up to no good. Look at those background colors. Look at the way those lines are moving. Yeah, this guy is.
Or they took Nova out and they put about 50 pounds of depleted uranium in there with them.
You know what? This ends the issue, so I guess we won't know until next issue in the next episode.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, Kevin, this is it. This is the end. These seem like very short issues, but each issue is about 32 pages, and that was a lot of fun. So next issue, Manhunt. Now, didn't we already see that, or are they talking about the Taylor hunt?
You know what though? I will say this. Overall, they're keeping the energy up.
Yes.
I don't feel like it's dragging. I feel like they've chosen the right parts of the story to get in here, and it's not dragging yet.
No, not at all. No, these are very exciting issues. We just went through all that, and it was just action. Even the talking scenes had a lot of plot development and a lot of movement to the story.
Pacing is good. Pacing is really good. I'm enjoying it. I'm understanding why they're showing what they're showing. Obviously, we're very were very familiar with the original movie. You know, kind of a benchmark for me going out of this into another application where I felt like the right choices were made was, you know, Lord of the Rings. If you've ever read the book as a kid when you're growing up, there's a lot of content in those books, and deciding what to bring in was an achievement by Peter Jackson. I think the same thing's going on here. There's a lot to choose from, and I think they made all the right selections to keep the pace and the excitement going, and to where I'm ready for the next issue.
Yeah, definitely so. And I had a great time reading this and I think I read this about 4 times, and I never got bored because I love the artwork. I love the expressionism, and I love the background colors. Sometimes they were a little confusing, but if you look at the top right, Zira is looking over at Taylor like, this guy can write. This changes everything. And you see that background red. I think they're underused. Well, maybe they're not. They're not underusing their red, because look at the panel below and to the left. When you see
Right.
Zara, Julius, and Taylor, that background is black and red.
Tension.
Yeah. So I love the way Marvel has been doing this. They do this with the Star Wars comics. With this comics, I haven't read a DC classic era comic, and I can't tell you how long. So I don't know if they do that as well. I'm not sure of their style, but I'm very curious to go look back at their style and to see if they replicate this, and maybe who really originated this style.
Yeah, it would be interesting to talk to somebody and find out, did you choose background colors just to break it up, or was it emotional? Because the very first frame up there, it's just black behind the bars, right? There's nothing going on. Then red and black, and then, you know, it's kind of that orange, and then almost all the colors are present in the final frame, right? We got some yellow, we got the orange, we got the red, we got the black. It's kind of like a culmination. You know, it starts out with just kind of the browns, the gold, and the black, and in each frame something's introduced, and then at the end of it, almost everything's there. Only thing not there really is the green, but I think it's interesting. It builds up, I guess. It builds.
Yeah. And I'm sure they started doing this. Like, we can't draw all the details of the backgrounds. So what can we do in place of that? Let's just show the emotion in the characters by the background colors. And it works brilliantly. I love seeing this in these comics and the Star Wars comics. It makes it infinitely much more exciting to see the artist's interpretation of these scenes and emotions. So
Indeed.
I cannot wait for Manhunt. All right.
Yeah, this is exciting.
Well, that does it for this episode of Talking Apes. The next few episodes are going to be out more regularly now that we can focus on the classic Apes comics. Maybe there'll be one in July. Kevin, what do you think?
Yes, I do. I'm thinking about July in my head, and I think we can find some time.
All right, because we got to work up to April, so it'll be a good time to remind everyone month by month. Oh, look,
I'm gonna have to have a staff meeting and start planning.
Yes, and then that gives me more time to line up more Planet of the Apes toys in the frame here. So, to the apes, if you want to follow along, pick up the Planet of the Apes Adventures, the original Marvel Years Omnibus. Now, I think it goes for like $75, but I got mine for like $25. So it does go on sale. So look for that sale, pick it up, follow along. So much fun. Now, we also want to thank Rob Dellinger, who composed the theme to Talking Apes. So please check out Rob's band at alpharhythmkings.com. Now, we are part of the Skywalking Network.
Skynet.
Brilliant, Kevin. Where you can find other great shows like the Max Effects Podcast, the Neverland Clubhouse, Totally Tell Me Everything, Star Warsologies, and the flagship show, Skywalking Through Neverland. And be sure to catch the YouTube shows, Collectopolis. Kevin, what's going on with Collectopolis?
We have a couple things in the works. We are in talks to do a Barbie episode for the Barbie movie coming out, and some other surprises coming up around possibly Frankensons and possibly some more Star Trek content coming. So we've got lots we are trying to get put together for you.
Now, I'm not ashamed to say that the Barbie movie is one of the 4 films I'm looking forward to this summer. I am so excited about this.
Well, I'm hoping to introduce you guys to a lady that has over 3,000 Barbies in her collection,
Wow,
which is a lot.
that's 3,000 more than what I have.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and all you apes, make sure you check out Today in Star Wars History, which are 1-minute reels on YouTube and Instagram. So please check those out.
Oh, and TikTok, you have been doing some
and
awesome.
TikTok.
Yes, I have been seeing your TikToks. I think they're terrific. They're fun, and there's always the good thing about your TikToks is there's it always, no matter what you guys come up with, I like want to comment. You know, it makes me want, oh yes, this or that.
Oh,
You know,
please
it's like
do.
you guys.
Please do.
Yeah.
Because the more you comment, the higher in the algorithms the video gets.
Well, you're doing it right because they make me want to comment.
Okay, what can we do to make you actually comment?
I have commented. I have,
Oh.
or there maybe I didn't press enter. I don't know, but I'm sure that I commented.
Well, you can't just comment right now. You got to comment in the actual comment thread.
No, I'm saying I did. I'm almost positive I did.
Okay. All right. So everyone follow Kevin's lead and comment in the comments for the Instagram and TikTok and the YouTube videos. They are Star Wars lessons in under a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So until next time, this is Richard.
And this is Kevin.
Now
Go
Apes.
April.
Oh, and we're out.